What's going on, guys? This is Uche and Joku. And I know I've been away for a while, a couple of weeks here. And if you follow me on social media, you know I've been posting here and there, giving you insights into what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks. So I'm going to make this very brief here because this is going to be a multi-part series. And this evening, I just want to introduce to you my project officially from my lips. I haven't done any videos about this. I've only posted various pieces and announcements, but not actually spoken about it. And I'd like to explain to you why it's been like this. One of the most daunting things you can do, especially when it comes to just digging deep into yourself, is writing. Yes, I do write. I do write quite a bit, but it's one thing to write because you are reflecting on something happening in the world or something that's very academic, as compared to writing about something that's a bit more personal. And of course, you know I've been writing, and what I've been working on is my first novel, and that is this book right here, which is this was actually a draft of it. This is the Biafran Son, which is I guess it's called more of a novella. It's roughly about 20,000 words, a little bit over 100 pages, where I kind of provide a fictional slash semi biographical kind of sort of telling of a story of a family that migrates from Nigeria to America, and a very I don't want to say light because a lot of it what's in the story is heavy, but light enough for someone as young as, I would say, middle elementary school all the way to high school could read and understand. It's sophisticated, also it's sophisticated enough that an adult, 30s, 20s, 40s, 50s could read it and be intrigued as well. And again, the book is called The Biafran Son, and this is what I've been doing: writing, printing, going over it over and over again, trying to make sure that it sounds right. And the scariest thing about this, and this is why it's taking me away from doing other things like my podcast and things like that, and that's also why I haven't really spoken about not being able to do my podcast the way I've wanted to do it is that it's super personal on multiple levels. It's personal on the front of speaking about the experience of being a child of parents who were survivors of the Biafran War, which was the Nigerian Civil War, which happened in the late '60s, and I was born in the mid '70s. So, so literally years removed from my birth was this war. Oh, years ahead of my birth, and my parents were involved in it. My father was a child soldier in it. So, talking about telling the story and giving kind of a PG version of that experience is was taxing. It was tougher than I thought it was going to be because I thought I'm just telling a story here, but it required that I reflected on my personal journey and my personal life and experiences that I went through as well as my siblings, and also how I negotiate those experiences, the traumas, the PTSD that my father clearly experienced as a soldier, and trying to put it all into paper. It's in taking over a good chunk of my free time and my thinking space to put these words together. And originally, this was really a novelette. It was going to be like a short story. They kept on growing and growing and growing, and turned into this. It's not a major Toni Morrison top level novel, nowhere close to it, and for many reasons. Because one of the other things I'll tell you is that I'm very proud to say I don't consider myself a writer. I do write, but I don't consider myself a writer in the sense of being able to tell that great story. But I do know that I have the ability to tell a story just like anyone else. And this is a story that's been in my mind for many, 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 many years. Probably as early, if I'm really honest with myself, maybe from the moment that I read Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart when I was in the third or fourth grade. This whole notion of like exploring my heritage and my family, was birthed then. And so this is my first attempt. And when I say I'm not a writer, it's also admitting how hard it is for me to write, because I am dyslexic, and then I also do suffer from some level of imposter syndrome, where I feel like my words are not as meaningful, and who do I think I am to even attempt to write or even create any kind of content. But I had to fight through that, and but I'm proud. I'm pretty sure there's still some mistakes in here. Down to the wire, I was still fighting. Like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, that word. Oh my God, I repeated the name twice. And I've been going through it and finding it. And I'm like, you know what? This is being self-published, so I'm willing to take all the feedback from people, and even maybe let this be the version where it's not being crowdsourced as far as feedback and editing, because I think this is still a work in progress. And there's so much more that I would like to build off of this story. And I hope that over the course of my next videos that I get to talk to you about that. And so right now I'm just introducing to you the fact that the Biafran Son, my first novel or novella, it's going to be out tomorrow officially on Amazon, Kindle. I actually released it on paperback a little bit earlier for technical purpose, due to technical reasons. But as of right now, the Biafran Son, this is the resale copy, and it's a little bit thicker than this. This was like the original, me trying to see what it would look like on paper. But this is it right here, the Biafran Son by Uche L. Njoku, EDM, Education Master. It's weird. It's really weird looking at this and saying like, wow, these are my words, right? But again, I am exercising a certain level of bravery in putting myself out there. And I welcome all feedback. Those of you who might be like, hey, I don't know if I want to buy this, I'm actually giving it away for free as well. If you want to support me in the work that I'm doing, or the work that I did here, definitely go on Amazon. You can get it on for your Kindle. You can buy a paperback version of it. And I welcome all feedback, positive, negative, neutral, whatever it is. I welcome all kinds of feedback. And if you're like, listen, I can't afford it, I'm also going to include a link where I have this campaign where I want to have at least 100 people, no matter how long it takes, to download it for free, a PDF version, and just read it and just give me, all I ask for is just give me feedback. Go on Amazon, give a review. But more likely, what I want is really feedback. Like, what do you think? Is there something you caught there? Any mistakes, whatever the case may be, so I can make this better. One thing that's great about any kind of intellectual property or any kind of content you create, you can always improve upon it. It doesn't have to stay stagnant. And I know I'm not a Hemingway, I'm not a Toni Morrison, I'm not I'm not a Langston Hughes or Chinua Achebe. So perfection on the first try is definitely not going to happen with me. But one thing I can say is that I have actually exercised the courage to actually put something out there, and it's been painful. It's been like, even right now as I'm talking to you, my knee is shaking here, because I'm like, wow, I just put myself on Front Street, a version reflection of my personal story, and also putting myself out there as just putting words to paper for other people to read. This is not going to a professor. It's not going to a few friends. It's actually out there for the world, for people to purchase and actually hate it or like it or love it or whatever. But nonetheless, in the next couple of episodes of videos, I will talk to you about the background behind the war and why the story was so important to me to tell. And also, I'll go deeper into my personal experiences and traumas that I know I experienced, and I know a lot of people who are children of survivors of Biafran War, and just war in general. You know, when you have a parent who was in war, whether it's the Vietnam War, Rwanda, even I can only imagine what's happening with people who are fighting right now, who are parents who are fighting in Ukraine, and what that does to their children, and what that does to them, and how they raise their children, right? So I think something that's very, very important to talk about. Then lastly, I want to talk to you about the writing process. This is one of the scariest things I've ever done, and I want to share with you what I did, how I did it, and just also encourage more people out there to write. And this has inspired a whole new space for me to explore as far as writing, and also encouraging writing, especially being an educator and knowing how important literacy is, and how also important it is to tell stories that are different from what are usually given to our kids in schools. So with that being said, I'm going to stop right here. I've actually gone longer than I wanted to, and I hope you take the opportunity to jump on Amazon, The Biafran Son by Uche Ellen Joku. Buy a copy of it for Kindle or paperback, or you can just go to the link I'm going to include in this video so you can download it for free. All I ask is that you drop a review, tell me what you think, and I look forward to hearing from you. All right? Be well. Peace.